So, good afternoon, students. Let us begin and let us end this chapter by today. We are seeing the salient features of our constitution. उसमें हम लोगों ने चार parts already देख लिए हैं. Today is the fifth part, that is unified arrangement during crisis. Okay, what do you mean by crisis? मतलब कुछ ऐसी चीजें इमरजेंसीज आ जाती है, जैसे कि अभी कोरोना वायरस में इमरजेंसी है, ठीक है, नेशनल इमरजेंसी होती है. तो क्या क्या हो सकता है, ठीक है, उसके बारे में हम लोग देखेंगे. तो देर आर थ्री प्रोविजन फॉर इमरजेंसी इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. नेशनल इमरजेंसी कैन बी डिक्लेयर्ड एट द टाइम ऑफ वॉर, external attack or armed rebellion. Then second, due to law and order breakdown, the state cannot function according to the constitution, so the constitutional emergency is declared. And third is due to the increase in price, there is the monetary value erosion at that financial emergency is declared. The central government has been given more powers to deal with this emergency at the time of emergency. India is almost turned into a unitary system. Like कल ही मोदी जी ने ऐसा बोला था, लोकल बनो और उसको वोकल में कन्वर्ट करो, ठीक है. तो ये क्या है, हम लोग एकजुट होके यूनाइटेड होके क्या करेंगे हम लोग, तो भाई मेक इन इंडिया प्रोसेस वगैरह जो है उसको कंटिन्यू करेंगे. नाउ अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट डज इट मींस. नेशनल इमरजेंसी, दैट इज you can find that in article number 352, an emergency resulting from war or external aggression or threat of external aggression against India or from armed rebellion within India in any of its part. ठीक है, तो उसको नेशनल इमरजेंसी बोलते हैं. सेकेंड, constitutional emergency. Constitutional emergency in a state, that is article number 356, an emergency resulting from the failure of constitutional machinery in any state or some states. And final is financial emergency, ठीक है, that is article number 360, an emergency resulting from threat to financial stability of India. Now, the President of India has been empowered to take appropriate steps for dealing with these emergencies. During the period of an emergency, the power of President, actually of the PM and Union Council of Minister Cabinet, increase tremendously. ठीक है, तो किसके किसके powers बढ़ते हैं? President, PM and Union Council of Ministers. President can take all steps deemed essential for meeting an emergency. These are called emergency powers of the President. Okay, now next is your parliamentary system. ठीक है, अब क्या आएगा आप लोगों का parliamentary system. So, India has a parliamentary system of governance. In a parliamentary system, the parliament is a supreme authority representing people. The legislature at the union is the parliament. The parliament is bicameral, means it has two houses, that is upper house and lower house. Upper house stands for Rajya Sabha, lower house stands for Lok Sabha. Upper house is called Rajya Sabha, lower house is known as Lok Sabha. Though the government is carried in the name of president at the union and governor in states, तो president वो central level पे होते हैं और governor जो होते हैं वो state level पे होते हैं. Actual administration is carried by the council of ministers headed by prime minister at union and chief minister in the state. तो central देखो, जो main president होते हैं powers, ठीक है, फिर उसको गवर्न मतलब हेड कौन करता है, उसको डिमांड कौन करता है, प्रेसिडेंट है तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर, गवर्नर है तो उसको कौन देगा, चीफ मिनिस्टर, दैट इज इन स्टेट. The Council of Ministers is responsible to legislature that comprises representatives of the people. The president selects 12 people who are experts and experienced from various fields of Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha is permanent house in which 1/3 members retire every 2 years, the same number of members for election. Thus, each member has 6 years of tenure in Rajya Sabha. Tenure means time period. The powers of Rajya Sabha are less as compared to Lok Sabha, which is special, superior and decisive. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved completely. Okay, now try to understand. The Constitution of India provides for a parliamentary system of government at the center as well as in every state of the union. The President of India is constitutional head. ठीक है, constitutional head कौन है? तो भाई president of India, of state with nominal powers. The Union Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister is the real executive. तो Prime Minister जो होते हैं वो real executive होते हैं. ठीक है. Ministers are essentially the members of Union Parliament. And for all its policies and decision making, the Council of Ministers is collectively responsible before the Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha can remove the ministry by passing a vote of no confidence. Okay, the cabinet, in fact, the prime minister has the power to get the Lok Sabha dissolved by the president. On similar lines, a parliamentary government is also at work in each state. Okay, now your next topic is independent and impartial judiciary. The Constitution has provided for the establishment of an independent and impartial judiciary. There is a Supreme Court at the top, then there are high courts at state and under its jurisdiction, matlab nazar mein are the district courts at district level and taluka level. There are local and special courts. The judgments of Supreme Court are binding to all subordinate courts. Binding means एक साथ इकट्ठा रखता है, ठीक है? Court of the nations. Subordinate court of the nations. In case of conflict between the union and state governments, matters relating to the constitution and interpretation of statutes. Interpretation मतलब कुछ भी interpret करना हो, ठीक है? कुछ समझ में नहीं आता हो तो उसको properly समझाने के लिए, interpret करने के लिए, the final decision is vested. Vested means vest मतलब यहाँ पे decided with Supreme Court or rest with Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the protector and guardian of the Constitution. Now try to understand. The Indian Constitution makes judiciary truly independent. It is clear from the following facts. Listen to the facts first. Judges are appointed by the president. Only person with high legal qualification and experience are appointed as judge. Then judges of Supreme Court cannot be removed from office except through an extremely difficult process of impeachment. ठीक है, उसको impeachment बोलते हैं. Then salary of judges are very high. Then the Supreme Court has its own staff. Indian judiciary has an anonymous organizations and status. It works as an independent and powerful judiciary. Now next, eighth is your amendments in constitution. ठीक है, amendments means different changes. Before we start this, something about bicameral union parliament. The constitution provides for bicameral legislature at union level, that is at central level, and name is at union parliament. It has two houses, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The Lok Sabha is lower, popularly directly elected house of the parliament. It represents the people of India. Now it has maximum stands, means maximum strength kitna hoga? 550 people. Presently Lok Sabha has 545 members. The people of each state elect representatives in proportion to their population. Odisha has 21 seats, out of which some seats are reserved for the people belonging to SCs and STs, that is scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Then members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people of India. All women and men of 18 years or above the age whose names are registered in the voters list vote in the election for electing the members of Lok Sabha. Every voter of 25 years or above age is eligible to contest election to the Lok Sabha. मतलब वो खुद भी खड़ा रह सकता है. The tenure of Lok Sabha is of 5 years, but the President Act under the advice of Prime Minister can dissolve it earlier also. तो 5 साल से पहले भी उसको dissolve किया जा सकता है. Then there is your Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is upper and indirectly elected second house of the parliament. It represents the state of the Indian Union. Its maximum membership can be 250. ठीक है, तो maximum members कितने होते हैं? 250. Presently the Rajya Sabha has 245 members. Out of this, 233 members are elected by all state legislative assemblies and 12 are directly nominated from the president from amongst eminent person from the fields of art, science, literature. Rajya Sabha is your quasi-permanent house. If its one-third members retired after every 2 years, each member has tenure of 6 years. Odisha has 10 seats in Rajya Sabha. Of the two houses of parliament, the Lok Sabha is more powerful house. It alone has financial powers. The Union Council of Ministers is collectively responsible before the Lok Sabha. However, Rajya Sabha is neither as powerless as British House of Lords and nor the Lok Sabha is as powerful as British House of Commons. ठीक है, तो ये था यूनियन, ठीक है, या बाई कैमरल यूनियन पार्लियामेंट मैंने समझाया. ठीक है, नाउ वापस हम लोग अपने उस पे आ जाते हैं, अमेंडमेंट्स इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. नाउ कंपेयर टू अदर compared to other countries, Constitution of India is dynamic. Dynamic. Constitution can be amended as and when required. Constitutional provisions can be amended by three ways. Amendment can be made by simple majority of members present and voting in the parliament. Second, certain amendments require a special majority, that is two-third majority of members present and voting. Concerning of union-state relation, the special majority, that is two-third, and concurrence, that is not less than 50% of the state legislature is required. ठीक है, if there is any amendment to be made in interrelation between union, state structure of or and the supreme judiciary, then half of the states from the total states have to give consent. Consent means permission. Judgment of court can also bring amendment by the parliament. There will be no change in the basic structure of constitution. Simply majority in parliament can bring the change in amendments of the constitution. That's why constitution is known as the most inconstant and flexible document, but at certain cases it is not amendable by simple majority. Without the majority consent of state, it is not amendable. Then too, mixture of both of this makes the constitution. Now try to understand. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, ये जो अमेंडमेंट्स इन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, दैट इज योर आर्टिकल नंबर 368. ठीक है, अब मोस्ट ऑफ द प्रोविजन ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कैन बी अमेंडमेंट बाय यूनियन पार्लियामेंट. मतलब कौन सा? लोकसभा, मतलब योर अपर लोअर हाउस, बाय पासिंग एन अमेंडमेंट बिल बाय मेजॉरिटी ऑफ टोटल मेंबरशिप एंड टू-थर्ड मेजॉरिटी ऑफ मेंबर्स प्रेजेंट एंड वोटिंग इन ईच ऑफ इट्स two houses. And second, for the amendment of some specified parts, that is a very rigid method has been provided. Under it, first the Union Parliament passes the amendment bill by majority of total membership and two-third majority of the members present and voting in each house, and then it goes to the state legislature for ratification. The amendment gets passed only when it is approved by not less than one half of the several states of the union. Thus, Constitution of India is partly rigid and partly flexible. ठीक है? Now, next is your यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट सफरेज. हम लोगों ने ये आगे भी देखा है. यूनिवर्सल एडल्ट सफरेज मतलब 18 ईयर्स से ज्यादा आपकी एज होनी चाहिए, तो आप लोग जाके अपने किसी भी चुनिंदा लीडर्स को, ठीक है, अपने फेवरेट लीडर्स को इलेक्ट कर सकते हो. ठीक है, और मेन थिंग क्या होना चाहिए, आपका इलेक्शन जो लिस्ट होता है, इलेक्ट्रोल लिस्ट, उसमें आपका नाम होना चाहिए. ठीक है, नाउ ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड अगेन. ठीक है, in India, we have a system of adult suffrage which is flexible. According to that, any citizen who is above 18 years of age and above possesses right to vote in the election of parliament, legislative assemblies or local self-government bodies without any discrimination of education, property and economic standard. Okay? So, वापस एक बार समझा दूं. Another feature of the constitution is that it provides for universal adult suffrage, that is all men and women enjoy an equal right to vote. Each adult man and woman above the age of 18 years has right to vote. All registered voters get the opportunity to vote in the single elections. ठीक है, नाउ कम सेक्युलरिज्म. ये भी हम लोगों ने देख लिया है. सेक्युलरिज्म मतलब हम लोगों को कोई फोर्स नहीं है, हम लोग अपना खुद का रिलीजन खुद चुन सकते है, ठीक है। वो सेम हम लोगों ने जो कल देखा था वैसे का वैसा ही है। फिर भी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई एम गोइंग टू रीड दिस आउट एंड देन अगेन आई विल एक्सप्लेन यू, ठीक है। So secularism, we have discussed earlier about secularism in preamble. In the constitution, India has been declared as a secular state. People of different religions reside in India. Therefore, the state cannot discriminate any citizen on the basis of religion. No citizen can be given special rights or cannot be deprived with certain rights. The state has to be absolutely impartial and neutral in respect of religion. Only secular state can offer proper or equal treatment towards all citizens. Secularism means that the state does not interfere in the matter of religion or is biased to any specific religion. The state has to be secular and indifferent. Followers of every religion are free to follow and practice their religion of choice. What does that mean? India gives special status to no religion. There is no such thing as state religion of India. This makes it different from theoretic states like Islamic Republic of Pakistan or Islamic other countries. Further, Indian secularism guarantees equal freedom to all religions. The constitution grant the right to religious freedom to all the citizens. Now next is your judicial review. ठीक है, judicial review, again this is very important. So judicial review is the chief characteristics of constitution. Judicial review administers the working of union and state within the jurisdiction. Without disrespecting the powers of parliament, the constitution has made an effort to harmonize the people of judicial review. Parliamentary amendments, external orders, ordinances, and judicial judgment are given for judicial review. If the court finds any indiscrepancy in the external order, ordinances, or judicial judgments, it can stop by declaring them unconstitutional. Now, try to understand this. The Constitution is the supreme law of land. The Supreme Court is the guardian, protector, and interpreter of the Constitution. It is also the guardian of fundamental rights of the people. For this purpose, it exercises the power of judicial review. By it, Supreme Court determines the constitutional validity of all laws made by the legislatures. It can reject any law which is found to be unconstitutional. Now, fundamental rights and duties. Okay, there are 6 fundamental rights and 11 fundamental duties. पहले तो ये समझ लो, आप लोगों को पूरा आपकी अगर टेक्स्ट बुक खोलोगे ना तो टेक्स्ट बुक के फ्रंट पेज पे इंडेक्स के बाद ही फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज का पूरा एक पेज दिया होता है. So fundamental rights are conferred to the people of India by the constitution to live a dignified life. The most valuable capital of our country is the overall development of nation, which further lies in the fundamental duties and rights. Right to constitutional remedies, and for the children 6 to 14 years of age, right to educate are also made. So in fundamental rights, it comes right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational right, and right to constitutional remedies. And moreover, आप लोगों को ये भी बता दूं कि 6 to 14 years के अगर बच्चे हो तो उनको राइट टू एजुकेशन इज ऑल्सो अवेलेबल. ठीक है. नाउ नेक्स्ट, Directive principles of state policies. The protection of people's security and welfare should be carried out by the states. This principle provides direction for state governance and policy making, so they are called directive principle. Now, what do you mean by directive principle of state policy? This is part 4 of Constitution dealing with the directive principles of state policy, which provides one of the most striking features of Indian Constitution. The directive principles are the instructions to the state for securing socio-economic developmental objectives through its policies. These are to be implemented by both union for union for the states. ठीक है, तो implement by the both the union for the states. Okay, and last, provision for backward section and tribes to To uplift and include the backward section and tribes and deprived class in the mainstream, there are specific provisions in the Constitution. Reserved seats are allocated in legislature and local self-governing bodies. Election to provide representation. Reservation quota has been provided for administration in the educational institutes and government jobs in proportion to their population to provide equal opportunity. Children of backward section and tribes are given scholarships, basic amenities, and waived fees, which comes under optimistic policies and shielding policies as per the provision in Constitution. Okay, now understand this. It means that with a view to protect the interest of people belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, the Constitution lays down certain special provision. It provides for reservation of seats in the legislatures for the people belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. President can nominate in Lok Sabha not more than two members of Anglo-Indian community in case he is of the opinion that the community is not adequately represented in the House. Then next, reservation of some jobs for people belonging to SCs, STs, and OBCs have also been in operation. The reservation system has been now extended up to the year 2020. Presently, a bill for granting 33% reservation of legislative seats for women is in process of getting enacted in law. Reservation system is also in existence in the panchayats and municipal councils. Okay, so that's the end of the our chapter. Okay, now we will see 13th chapter from tomorrow onwards. Thank you very much.